Recently, I reviewed the iPhone 6 and as promised, today let's take a closer look at its bigger brother, the iPhone 6 Plus. The same disclaimers hold true here as well. I'm an Android guy, I'm used to Android phones. iPhones have never really been my thing, but I am curious to see what the hype's all about, so here we are. And like with the iPhone 6 review, I promise to put aside any personal preferences that I might have being a long-time Android user and take a look at the 6 Plus objectively. Please do let me know if at any point of time you feel that I'm being biased. So without further ado, let's get started. But before we do, if this is your first time here or in case you've plain old forgotten, my name's Ash, this is C4eTech and you're watching my full review of the iPhone 6 Plus. Let's get started. For real this time. So let's begin with the build. The iPhone 6 Plus basically feels like a blown up iPhone 6 and that's not really a bad thing. I like how the iPhone 6 feels. The sides are curved, there's metal all around, and the 6 Plus is a tad thicker at 7.1mm but is still one of the slimmest phones around. The smooth metal back combined with the curved edges makes gripping this phone a nightmare, even more so than the iPhone 6. I got myself a cheap skin for it and that really helped. Looking past these minor quirks, the phone does look great. Yes, it bends if you put a lot of pressure on it, but not with regular usage, so that really shouldn't be a factor. Anyway, here's my buddy Fake attending a call once again to show you guys how large the phone is when you put it to your ear. Single-handed usage is not gonna really be possible at most times, and I feel you're gonna end up using both hands more often than not. That being said, I do feel the 6 Plus is a little too big for a device with a 5.5-inch display. Over in the Android arena, we have phones that are much more compact. Here's a 6-inch Quad HD sporting device that's shorter. Admittedly, it is a tad wider and thicker, but you get what I'm saying. I feel a little extra thickness wouldn't have hurt if Apple could have kept the overall footprint smaller. Anyway, talking about displays, the iPhone 6 Plus sports a 5.5-inch Full HD IPS display that gives it a pixel density of 401 pixels per inch. The glass curves to the sides and it feels nice. The display is sharp, it's got amazing viewing angles, color reproduction is accurate, and it's bright enough to hold up well outdoors. Now, the larger the display, faster the battery drains, and to compensate for that, Apple's thrown in a 2915 mAh battery here. And the battery life is great. With moderate usage, at most times I was left with over 40% use by the end of the day. With a little effort, I could have got through day 2 as well if I wanted to. On a looping video playback test, the iPhone 6 Plus lasted a little over 11 hours before running out of juice. Impressive stuff from Apple. Now, underneath the hood, the iPhone 6 Plus is powered by the same Apple A8 chip found in the iPhone 6. There are two ARM V8 based Cyclone cores clocked at 1.4 GHz each, coupled with a PowerVR GX6450 quad-core GPU and 1 GB of RAM. I've said this before with the iPhone 6 and I'm gonna say it again here. On paper, these specs might remind you of Android phones from a few years back, but it's not about how it seems on paper. Whether it's synthetic benchmarks or its real-time usage, the 6 Plus performs great. Just like the iPhone 6, the 6 Plus is also capable of going toe-to-toe with the best of what Android has to offer. The audio via the sole downwards facing speaker is good, the levels are okay as expected, audio via the included earpods was great, no complaints here. Touch ID is also present and accounted for and works better than any implementation on an Android device. NFC is included but can only be used for Apple Pay, not really a fan of that. In my honest opinion, it feels like a wasted opportunity here. Anyway, now let's move on to the camera. The 6 Plus sports a 8-megapixel rear camera and yes, it protrudes but is covered by sapphire glass so you shouldn't really worry about it. As an Android user, I am anyway used to phones with protruding cameras so it doesn't really bother me. So this camera here has optical image stabilization that the one on the 6 lacks. Theoretically, OIS should account for longer exposure times, meaning better low-light images and more stable videos. But given that Apple does a real stellar job with digital image stabilization on the iPhone 6, you wouldn't be seeing a huge difference between both cameras, the one on the 6 and the 6 Plus. That being said, the pictures shot with this camera are great. Clean, natural colors, the noise is kept to a minimum, Apple's processing is very good. It's also worth noting that the camera is extremely quick to focus due to face detection or focus pixels as Apple likes to call it, and the shutter speed's rapid fast. The 6 Plus can shoot 1080p videos at 60 frames per second and also 720p videos at 120 or 240 frames per second. The quality again is top notch. I love how responsive the camera UI is. This is one area where Android lags behind, no pun intended. Yes, the UI is much simpler than the ones I'm used to on Android, but it does get the job done, complements the stellar hardware quite well. I especially like the ability to choose the parts of the video to slow down right from the UI on the phone once you've shot a slow motion video. Anyway, next up, let's move on to the software. The iPhone 6 Plus runs on iOS 8.1 right now. iOS 8.1 brings with it quite a few new features. Continuity for one. I was really surprised the first time my iPhone 6 Plus rang when my iPhone 6, which actually had my SIM card at that time, received a call. So basically, as long as two devices are on the same Wi-Fi network, you could start a task on one device and just continue it on another. And then there's reachability. Double tap the home button and the screen slides down, letting you access the hard to reach parts of the screen. With the 6 Plus, you also get a landscape mode in the home screen. Hell, you can even use the phone upside down if you wanted to. Some apps offer a split screen mode when in landscape, and we have widgets on the notification bar now. There's also support for third-party keyboards. Multitasking's good, everything's smooth, apps open up quick, there's not a lot of lag here. While all that's great, iOS, while compared to Android, feels a little restrictive. And that restriction becomes more prominent here on the 6 Plus. Like for example, the third-party keyboards. These apps feel like shadows of their Android counterparts. Like SwiftKey on Android gives you so many options, but over here on iOS, it's bare bones. The one option I miss the most is the ability to add a numeric row to the keyboard. This I feel would have been really useful here given the larger display. In a nutshell, yes, iOS is great, it's smooth, lag-free for the most part, but I feel it's still in its infancy when we talk about usage for large screen phones. I'm sure Apple will add a lot more features in coming months, but as of now, in my honest opinion, the 6 Plus doesn't really offer enough to lure an Android user out of its Android comfort zone. Before you can call me an Android fanboy, I'd request you to watch my iPhone 6 review. I really liked it. Personally, I prefer smaller phones, and in that screen size, the iPhone 6 is great, to the point where I wouldn't mind using the iPhone 6 as my daily driver. The 6 Plus, on the other hand, doesn't really do a lot more with the additional screen real estate. You really need to take into consideration here the fact that Android phone display sizes have been steadily growing in the last few years, meaning manufacturers have been working on the software to take advantage of these larger screen sizes. So say for example, Android on a G3 or a Note 4 just lets you do a lot more. The large screen features do feel a lot more mature because manufacturers have been working on these a lot longer than Apple has been working on software for the 6 Plus. So this leaves me feeling a little unsure, a little confused on what's Apple's target demographic here. Because I feel most existing iPhone 5, 5C and 5S users will feel a lot more at home on an iPhone 6 rather than the 6 Plus. Because I feel the 6 Plus would be a little too big coming from a 5S. And like I mentioned earlier, it's gonna be really hard to lure a Note 3 or a Note 4 or Nexus 6 user away from Android to the 6 Plus. So my bottom line here is, I'm happy Apple's finally decided to get into the phablet game, if I can call it that, and the 6 Plus seems to be a step in the right direction, but there's still a lot of ground to be covered, a lot of work to be done before it can start competing with large-screened offerings from its Android counterparts. But then again, these are just one guy's opinions. Do you agree? If you don't, please do let me know why not. I'd love to hear your thoughts. So do let me know via the comments below. Anyway, if you do want to pick up an iPhone 6 Plus, you could do that from Amazon, or if you're from India, you could pick it up from a range of online stores. But before you do that, I'd recommend that you sign up with BonusPay.in. BonusPay is a free cashback site that provides you cashback each time you buy something online. You just need to go to BonusPay.in. You could log in with your Facebook ID or create a new one. It's easy, and once done, select from a huge list of stores that they have listed. Select the store you want, click Get Bonus, and you'll be taken to your store of choice. Now shop, the store pays BonusPay commission, and they provide you bonus. You can get this bonus deposited into your bank account directly or PayPal if you'd prefer. And since they are sponsoring this video, do let them know I sent you by signing up at the URL www.bonuspay.in/c4etech. I'll leave a direct link down below the like button in the description. So I guess that's pretty much it for this review. Hope you guys liked it. Hope you found it useful. If you did, please do give this video a thumbs up. And for more videos like this, do stay subscribed. If you do have any feedback or any video requests for me, feel free to hit me up on Facebook, Twitter or Google+. The direct links to all my social networks can be found in the description below. So that's pretty much it, guys. Thanks a lot for watching. Till next time, this is Ash here from C4E Tech signing off. You guys have a great day. Bye bye now.